He was supposed to be gearing up for the Paris 2028 Olympics. Instead, Kurt Adams Rozentals woke up to a 2-year ban and headlines calling him the OnlyFans canoeist. Paddle UK ruled he'd violated the Athlete Conduct Code after posting a social media video showing what appeared to be a sexual act mid-flight. The clip, now deleted, wasn't just careless. It detonated his Olympic dream. Officials called it serious disrepute. The ban hit fast. Within days, his funding, training status, and elite athlete privileges were frozen. One of Britain's quiet Olympic hopefuls suddenly became a cautionary tale on digital overexposure. Fans scrolled through in disbelief. How did a guy who'd spent years fighting river currents end up sunk by his own content? But that's not all. Rozentals wasn't your typical broke athlete complaining about funding. He'd already built a side empire. Reports claim he joined OnlyFans early this year, turning late-night content shoots into a 6-figure income. His explanation was blunt. The £16,000 athlete grant barely covered rent, nutrition, or travel. So, he made his own filtered version the Olympic cameras never showed. It was a performance, just in a different arena. But the same body the public cheered in national colors was now the centerpiece of explicit content. And that's where the friction began. Coaches warned him it could backfire. He shrugged. The algorithm didn't care about medals, only engagement. The more daring the content, the faster the money flowed. Reports suggest he earned over £100,000 in a month. For him, that wasn't rebellion, it was survival. Then the line blurred completely. Publicly, Rozentals was the disciplined athlete, clean-cut, hard-working, Olympic-focused. Privately, he was curating something bolder, a persona built on risk and provocation. His Instagram alternated between training montages and suggestive selfies. He'd become his own brand manager, selling both speed and sensuality. But the Federation didn't see branding. They saw a breach of image control. Officials accused him of misleading statements, claiming he was punished for OnlyFans when the real issue was the explicit in-flight video. Reports say his actions fell under the indecent or immoral behavior clause in the athlete code. Behind the formal language sat a deeper truth. Sport has rules for conduct, not identity, and he'd crossed both lines. What the public saw was a contradiction. The Olympic hopeful is preaching dedication, also pushing adult-themed content. Fans debated whether he was bold or reckless. But inside the sport, there was no debate. He'd made himself. That single upload detonated months of quiet tolerance from his federation. Paddle UK launched an inquiry within days. When the ruling dropped, the language was sharp, explicit, indecent, damaging to the reputation of the sport. The video became evidence of moral breach, not just poor judgment. Rozentals didn't hide. He went online, calling the punishment pretty wild, insisting he'd broken no law and that the outrage was exaggerated. But the more he defended himself, the louder the coverage grew. By week's end, every major outlet had the story, each headline leaning into the shock of an Olympic hopeful turned content creator. Fans split instantly. Some said he was unfairly targeted for monetizing his image. Others said he'd disrespected the uniform. Either way, the story was viral currency, his name now synonymous with the scandal. Then it got even wilder. The scandal exposed more than a rule breach. It exposed the financial cracks under every Olympic dream. Rozentals had said it plainly, you can't survive on £16,000 in London. He wasn't exaggerating. Training costs, rent, recovery, travel, it all stacked up. The OnlyFans account wasn't rebellion, it was a coping mechanism. But in a sport built on image, survival tactics can look like betrayal. This is the paradox for athletes outside the spotlight. They wear the same flag, train the same hours, but live on scraps. Sponsors chase household names. Federations ration funding by medal potential. For Rozentals, the math didn't work. The internet did. Reports say he made more in a few months online than in years of sports grants combined. That success, however, came with judgment. He claimed it was the first time he'd felt financially stable, able to focus on training without panic. Yet the stability cost him everything. One platform paid the bills, the other took his career. His ban wasn't just a punishment, it was a message. In the hierarchy of modern sport, financial desperation still isn't a valid excuse for autonomy. And now, that autonomy had a price tag. The ban stripped Rozentals of more than eligibility, it erased momentum. 2 years out means missing the full Olympic cycle, losing federation access, and eroding trust that takes years to rebuild. Paddle UK confirmed he's off the world-class program. Funding gone, credibility in limbo. Overnight, his Instagram audience became his only stage left. Public reaction fractured. Some fans applauded his defiance, calling the ban outdated, proof that sports bodies still police morality more than performance. Others saw it as self-inflicted, a gifted athlete who couldn't separate private hustle from public image. Comment sections turned into culture wars about freedom, professionalism, and hypocrisy. Rumors suggest sponsors quietly cut ties, wary of association. Endorsement talks froze. Even his peers stayed silent, unsure whether to back him or distance themselves. Every quote he gives now lands like damage control. What once looked like bold independence now reads as career isolation. But the fallout wasn't just professional, it reshaped how fans see the modern athlete altogether. Scroll through Rozentals' feed, and it's hard to tell where sport ends and self-marketing begins. Polished training clips shot in golden light. Designer swimwear. Pose travel snaps from Spain, Bali, London rooftops. His aesthetic was curated, clean, confident, a visual resume built for sponsorships. But the subscription content flipped that image. It was raw, provocative, and intentionally intimate. The contrast made his brand unstable, but addictive. He blurred the border between athletic discipline and personal allure. Fans followed for sports updates and stayed for the spectacle. It wasn't accidental, he understood algorithms better than his own federation. But elite sport still runs on old codes: restraint, control, marketable virtue. His online self broke everyone. Style became his rebellion. Where others posted podium shots, he posted body art, outfit changes, and late-night teasers. It made him visible, then untouchable. By trying to merge athlete and influencer identities, he accidentally proved how fragile reputation becomes when visibility turns personal. The glossy image cracked, and what spilled out became headline fuel. What Rozentals' story exposed wasn't just a scandal, it was a collision between two worlds that can't coexist for long. Competitive sport thrives on control. Social media thrives on exposure. He tried to live in both, and the system punished him for it. The federation's rules were clear: protect the image, protect the brand. But his reality was equally clear: survival required self-promotion, and the internet rewards risk. His ban wasn't the end of a career, it was the price of existing in a digital economy where athletes can't afford privacy and can't escape performance. Now his name lives in the gray zone between sympathy and scorn. Fans see a young athlete crushed by outdated norms. Officials see a line that had to be drawn. Either way, the message lands the same. The modern athlete is no longer just competing for medals, they're fighting for the right to control their own narrative. And when that control slips, the fall is public, permanent, and unforgettable. So that's the full story of how Kurt Adams Rozentals went from Olympic hopeful to internet headline. His ban may last 2 years, but the debate around it won't fade anytime soon. If you want more raw, unfiltered stories from inside the athlete lifestyle world, hit subscribe to Control Plus Style, drop a like, and share this before it disappears from your feed.